Hello everyone, this is Bryant with SFOT Source, your premier unofficial guide to Six Flags over Texas. As you can see, super windy outside. My hair is going to go crazy today. We're back out at the park. I know we don't normally come out here a lot of back-to-back weekends, but there's tons of exciting stuff going on out here. I don't want to miss any of it. We have tons more to show you from Aquaman Power Wave, and of course we'll walk around the park, check out any of the other new things going on, check out the projects we've already showed you, see where the progress is going on that, and just have a good time. The weather is fantastic. This has been a great month to actually visit the park, and I'm loving this year-round operation. It's not very busy, so we're gonna head into the park. Follow us, let's go check some things out. And before we ever even head into the park, you might see one little thing sticking up over the tree line that is different than what the park looked like last weekend. And you can see there, kind of on the right hand side of the screen, Aquaman Power Wave. Its near spike is showing its existence, and it also has track installed on it as well. Alright, we're in the park. It was real easy to get in, and right here in the USA section, right at the entrance of Bugs Bunny Boomtown, boom, you have that first spike of Aquaman Power Wave, and you can see that the supports are kind of that rich baby blue, and then of course you have the turquoise color, which is the track, and it's just right there in your face. It peeks up over everything. It's definitely going to have a presence. Of course we'll get a little bit closer. And right here at the side entrance of Bugs Bunny Boomtown, we're real close to that spike now. Boom. It was a tight fit, like we had assumed. You can see towers up to the top. Really, man, it's a lot of presence. I feel like they haven't built a ride lately that has a huge presence like this, so it's very cool and very interesting. So here is the angle from right over by Daffy Duck Bucket Blasters. Nice tree in the way. I'm glad they didn't get rid of this tree though. Park definitely needs them. But you can see that even over the hump over here, they have installed track, and they've also installed limbs, which will actually power the launch of the ride. So, of course, there's still a lot more to be installed on the far end over there, but man, they got a lot done this week. It's really awesome. Glad we came out and checked it out. So if you kind of come across from Justice League, there is this Coca-Cola stand. Right in between the Coca-Cola and Dippin' Dot stand, you can actually see the hump of the ride. It does definitely look bigger than the rendering, so that's kind of cool. And right now, while this fence is kind of sagging, we can actually see that hump. So this will kind of be where the entrance of the ride goes under, so that you can get to the far side to the station and the loading area. Here's another pretty good shot of that hump as well through the fence, so it's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited. I think this hump might actually kind of be the secret awesome part of this ride. We'll have to wait and see. The sun is playing a little havoc on us right now, but here in Boomtown on the other side of Pandemonium, you can see that hump and you can see the tower, and then of course Pandemonium going by. So the other tower is actually going to end up right here, really close to Pandemonium. So I bet that's going to go in this upcoming week. I don't know why it wouldn't. And here's another shot of the construction from kind of the Majestic Theater area. Hump and supports and spike. About half the ride is built, and then of course they'll have to finish kind of the trough where the splash happens, which is down there. You can see that's kind of framed out, and then of course you have your other spike that will go up this way right here, and it'll be done. And like I said, I bet this area right here is probably the next to be built. We'll have to wait and see. And since we were up by the entrance of Judge Roy Scream, just wanted to point out this is still down for seasonal maintenance. We've made our way into the newer Gotham City section. You can see that Riddler Revenge is running, Catwoman Whip is running, and even Harley Quinn Spinsanity is running. However, Joker is still down for seasonal maintenance. So pretty much the same kind of deal over on this side of the park as last weekend, but it is great to see that the other attractions that sometimes have problems are running and good to go right now. Just to show you the magnitude of Aquaman power wave. It creeps up over the entrance of Roaring Rapids even. Stopped over in Texas Gifts and you can see that this is the spring tee for Six Flags. They have it in the teal and the gray, and looks like it is $7.99 for season pass holders, and then the regular price is $14.99 to $15.99. They do have more of the pin thing I've been talking about in here, so that's an interesting pin because that looks very Great America, Great Adventure. That's interesting, but you can see there are more park specific pins. The camera would focus. I really like the pins though, especially like this one. So looks like I haven't really talked about it, but maybe it'll be a thing at some point soon. Also wanted to point out that here next to Gold River Adventure, where Lone Star Theater used to sit and the Art of Torture Haunted House used to sit, they've finally struck this. So it's just a big open pad of concrete with some air conditioning units. Hopefully this gets used for something throughout the year. I guess we'll just have to wait and see it. Maybe additional seating. There's no shade over here, so I don't know how great that would be, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what this turns into. Something interesting with Gold River Adventure is that the signage is now visible again. I don't know if that means anything, but it's definitely interesting because they were going out of their way to kind of cover up all of the Looney Tunes markings and really make it seem like nothing was here. Just wanted to stop by JB Smokehouse Barbecue and give y'all an update on the indoor air-conditioned eating area they're working on. You can see that since we've been here last, they have installed these beams, these steel beams that will, you know, hold up the structure. You can see this extends pretty far back, so this might be the #1 thing they're doing this year. I love that they're putting detail in this because this is important. Making our way through the Old South section, and the Smith Street Ice Cream Parlor has reopened, so you can get your Bluebell ice cream. Had been closed for the handful of months, and I don't know, I think maybe it might be an ice cream day for me. Alright folks, as you can see, it's a single scoop of the Pink Thing ice cream, and they are still being incredibly generous with their servings, which is awesome. Alright folks, I know I've eaten this for you before. Let's just do a taste test. Still super delicious. And as we continue through with our ride refurbishment, I do want to point out that Rodeo is now operating. It's not open right now. I think they're having some technical difficulties, but it was running earlier. So if Rodeo is a ride you like, it's open and their seasonal maintenance is all wrapped up. Before we head out for the day, we stopped off in the tower section at Oliver's Tavern and got ourselves a cheesesteak and tater tots. Looking really good. This seems much more packed than it normally is. Let's give it a try. All right, folks. That's really good. Tastes about the same it always does. The bun is definitely more higher quality and toasted than it normally is. Let's try a tater tot. Nice crunchy tater tot with some salt on it. Can't really go wrong with that either. Really solid choice. All right, folks, that does it for this visit to Six Flags Over Texas. Another super pleasant time. Really just kind of walked around the park and took all of the projects in that they're working on. The Aquaman thing is getting exciting. That thing is huge. Hopefully this video does that justice. And just seeing the other small improvements happening around the park. It's very clean in the park. Got really solid food today. Food service was a little weird, but it's just kind of your normal kind of Six Flags type of situation. So it is definitely getting a little bit busier each time we come out here, so just keep that in mind. Once we get to spring break, it'll be pretty crazy out here. It normally is. So you might have another week or two of some really pleasant Saturdays before it gets crazy. And then of course it'll kind of die down again until we, get to other holidays. If you want to see images and other construction updates for Aquaman PowerWave, make sure to visit our link to SFOT source. It's in the description below. We have a whole page dedicated to construction updates where we post all of our pictures and give you a little more in-depth information on that, so make sure to check that out. Our next adventure is going to be back to Fiesta, Texas for Feliz Fiesta, which is an American coaster enthusiast event. There's going to be multiple meals, ERT on every single roller coaster, tons of Mardi Gras food. Of course, we're going to enjoy Mardi Gras Festival again. So be on the lookout for that video. That'll be our next kind of big adventure. And then, of course, we're working on the Fiesta Texas flashback series. And I've actually made a lot of leeway on that. So expect another history-related video to come out. Just this time, it'll be for Fiesta Texas. If y'all have any questions about the park or our visit, please feel free to ask in the comments below. We thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you soon at a theme park.